Are you box squatting? Are you doing them properly? If not, this video's for you. So many people perform box squats wrong. And so many people perform nothing but box squats and then expect it to bring up their free squat, and then it doesn't. Why would it? Box squats are a squat variation. Think about a rack pull and a deadlift. Similar, but not really at the same time. There's differences. Think of a bench press from an incline bench press. Similar motor patterns, but it's just different enough to be considered a different exercise. That's what a box squat is. There's a difference between squatting on top of a box and doing a box squat. So first things first, a box squat is pretty important. It's a variation of a traditional squat, but you want to sit back onto the box. Notice how I said box, not bench. I hate when people do box squats onto a bench. Why? Because benches are just far too narrow. You need something wide that even your hamstrings can go on. You don't just want to sit onto something with your tailbone. That's not a box squat. Second of all, benches are not adjustable in height. So you cannot vary the height. That means if this bench is not good for you, it's not good for you. You're going to be doing an above, way above parallel box squat. You might as well just do quarter squats off pins. So the key is you're going to sit back and not down. It builds strength, it builds power, it builds stability. This is really good for athletes and powerlifters. So let's talk about what height your box should be at. The height of the box is clearly crucial, like I just said. You should set it at a height that allows your hips to be a hair below your knees when seated. This ensures that you're going to the correct squat depth. When you're setting up, stand in front of the box, feet shoulder width apart, and you'll push your hips back as you bend your knees. So you have to do them simultaneously, not one at a time. Then lower yourself onto the box. I like opening my knees and thinking about knees going forward and outward at the same time, but that's just me. You want to keep your chest up and make sure it's not falling, and make sure your spinal erectors and back are heavily engaged. So going down and coming up should look exactly the same. So as you sit back, you want most of the weight on your heels. But at the same time, you still need weight on the ball of your foot and on the outside of your foot. So you want kind of like a tripod action with your foot going on. But most of the power is going to come from your heels. Then on the way up, I want you to imagine you are jumping off the box with your chest. You almost want your upper body to move first before you're engaging your legs. Now this is going to sound weird, but basically you're just going to be initiating your hips. Think of you doing a sumo deadlift with the bar on your back, which is why box squats done this way are great for bringing up your deadlift strength. If you want to emphasize sumo deadlifts, go wide. If you want to emphasize your normal conventional deadlifts, go a bit more narrow. A great cue also is to drive on the outsides of your feet. That will help you jump up out of the hole without your knees buckling inwards and your chest falling forwards. So those are the basics of a box squat, but it's time to kick it up a notch. Box squats are typically done with bands or chains, but they don't need to. However, if you have access to them, implementing them, not that bad of an idea, because that lowers the amount of weight you're experiencing at the bottom, which is probably the hardest part of a box squat. So remember, a box squat is a variation. It should not look exactly like your back squat form because you are emphasizing different muscles. This is great for athletes, it's great for powerlifters, and I can honestly say it's great for bodybuilders as well. Box squats take a little bit of pressure off the knees, so if your knees are bothering you, this might be a good exercise to still have some heavy weight on the back, still work your legs hard while saving your knees just a little bit. Are you a fan of box squats? Would you rather do free squats? Let me know in the comments. Have yourself a great day.